What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to the Punk Rock Review. I'm hanging out with CJ from the Uncouth right now. This is a band y'all are going to get to know a lot about here in the near future. Y'all are playing in Houston pretty soon. I'm incredibly excited about that. So say what's up to everybody, CJ.
How's everybody doing?
Man,
good to be here. Looking forward to coming back to Houston. Last year was awesome. At the Weekender, we played at like 3:30 in the afternoon and I think it was like 4, maybe 5, because 3:30 was in Nashville this year. Anyway, we played pretty early, but it was like better than you could hope for a band that's, not a lot of people are familiar with, to do that early in the day at an all-day fest with a lineup like that. And dude, just to see Mike McColgan do fucking Do or Die front to back live and I got to watch a sound check, dude. Like that, how fucking
me too.
Cool
I have it on
that?
I was filming that shit.
I've got a few clips on my phone. I'm not very much of a photographer or anything. It's just shit for me, you know what I mean? But like that record changed my life. That
changed my life, bro. It changed a lot of people's lives.
That was the first like Oi record or anything even close to it that I had ever heard. And it really just, it went from there. But like, what a great fucking record. All the Street Dogs records are fucking great. We got to play with them one time, actually. There's a poster right there. I've seen them a few times. Yeah, dude, it was fucking crazy, bro. Shout out Rico, Boss Hooligan, Kansas City, original DMS from New York. He does this party once a year called Hooligan Holiday, and this was in Kansas City, biggest show that we had played really at this point. And like I said, Mike's a hero of mine. You know what I mean? I've loved Sick of It All, but like there's something Mike's got, he really just meant a lot to me. That guy has such a fucking way with words.
He really does.
Great voice that gets better as he gets older, which is insane.
He's definitely aged more like wine. It's interesting. But I mean, I'm more of a punk guy than I am a hardcore guy. Although when I was young, I didn't realize that Agnostic Front and Sick of It All weren't just punk bands. But we all know how that goes. But
I mean, I like it all. I'm also like a rock and roll guy though too.
That's like the older I get, the more that's where I'm headed.
Like Bon Scott era AC/DC, fucking Guns N' Roses. I do have a thing for fucking like glam metal because that was such a fucking place and time at the Sunset Strip in the 80s. I think it's so much fucking fun.
Some of that stuff I really like. Some of it I don't care for.
I mean, I'm the same way, but like, Appetite for Destruction might be the best American rock and roll record of all time. There's not a bad song on it. And it was like super, super fucking dangerous for the shit that was coming out of LA at the time.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to just say American rock and roll, I really can't argue that. Because when I think rock and roll, that's a little heavier than I think of rock and roll as, but that definitely is just rock and roll.
It is. I mean, it's, just blues on fucking a shitload of coke.
Right. You ever heard of the Vapors?
Yes.
Just started getting into them. I just got this today. Looking forward to listening to that. But yeah, man. You know what's interesting, dude, is like I had this weird, eerie feeling that we had met, and we have.
Was it last year?
Yeah, dude. Like, as soon as you said that, my brain went click, and I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I do know these guys. Because I saw y'all play, because I was there the whole day. I was set up in my record store there. I was the guy with the big tables full of records.
Oh, no shit.
I was there from like 11 a.m. all the way till the end of the night. I was the last dude that left. Like,
no shit.
That's crazy. I was hanging out next to Sickham's table. I was sitting next to Sickham the whole night. Yeah, dude, I was there the whole day.
How cool are those fucking guys, dude?
Oh, bro, dude, look, man. Here's the thing. There's just like whole crop of like new era, new gen, oi-core, punk rock, skinhead. Like it's an amalgamation of many different sounds. But everybody that I've met, Violent Way, Sickham, all the way down to like Claim Choice guys, like dudes across the world, man.
Yo, obviously that new Claim Choice record.
Oh, dude,
get the fuck out of here.
That's a good rock and roll record as far as I'm concerned. But
hell yeah,
everybody is so cool, man. I mean, look at what Ryan's doing for the scene. Shout out Ryan with Liberty and Justice, man. That's
big shout out Ryan. Like he didn't have to treat us that well last year, and he didn't have to fucking have us back this year. That dude is the shit. I'm actually working on a fucking care package for him right now, because one of his favorite bands of all time is from Kansas City, the Main Street Saints. And like, I know those dudes, you know what I mean?
He loves that band, huh?
Tim Nord is like a homie, and he's like fucking old school Casey Skinhead. I mean, we all kind of know each other, but like, when he told me that, I was like, I'm going to work on and see what I can do, you know, show my appreciation for having us down there and shit. But, you know, they work at their own pace, so it'll be ready when it's ready. So
they have that 12-inch that got re-released recently.
Yes,
I have a copy of that. That's a good record.
It is a good record. It's a fucking Casey.
It's like
classic.
Pretty raw. It's raw. Like that's the thing though. Is like if you want something that's raw, it's a good one to go to.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you want like a, and this is no disrespect to anybody, of course, but like you want like a Street Dogs sound like song, but you want it to be a little less well done, I guess.
Well, like production wise, you mean?
Just in general, it's like really tight, really, really well produced. But I kind of want that sound, but I want something a little sloppier, a little more, maybe a little less experience. Maybe I don't know what the words are. I don't mean
more raw,
just raw. I want it a little more raw. So like
a little more gutter, like street stuff.
Right. And so like this record is one that you could pick out and it really fits that mold. It's in that same direction, but if it's a little more like, you know?
Yeah.
And I like that sometimes. But again, with all respect to both bands, I love both of them, obviously. But that's a good record, man. Hell yeah.
It's a great fucking record.
Man, yeah. So crazy that y'all were down here last year. It's been this thing. Like whenever I saw y'all's name, for some reason it stuck out to me. That's why I've been in contact with you, because it was like, for some reason I feel like I should be talking to them. That's probably why. Because like last year I was introduced to your band without realizing. That happens a lot, dude. That happens a lot. I'll see a band. And I was like, shit was good, man. And then like a year later, something will happen, and then we're hanging out talking, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're in. Oh, I know you. I've seen you before. It happens a lot.
Oh yeah, and I mean it happens to us too. Like you know, you play with so many bands that you like. It starts to run together after a while.
Right.
Especially like you said you're 43. I'm 42. I'm not as great with the memory as I used to be. I've never been good with names anyway. I'm better with faces, but. It's getting a little more foggy, but that shit happens all the time. Man, what a good time last year was. Do you happen to know? Because I've been like talking about this shit with the boys all year, and I'm gonna have to hit up Ryan when we get down there. But what was that fucking taco truck, dude? That was there on the big day? Because I only got 2 of those fucking Biztec tacos. And if there hadn't been like 300 people in that room, I would have licked the grease off of that fucking plate. And I've been thinking about them all fucking year.
Oh, like in a good way. I didn't know what you meant.
No, dude, it was so good. Those might be the best tacos I've ever had.
I don't mean to like be that guy, but bro, this is Texas, dude. Like that's not even uncommon, man. Like that's not even uncommon. I could take you to 20 taco trucks that will all taste a little different, and they will all blow your mind.
Like, I mean, we've got fucking great Mexican food in KC. Like that is for real. Down on the west side, especially KCK.
I've never been there, so I can't say you do or don't. But I don't have any reason to not believe you. But I do know we have it here as well. So like, I also think that Ryan knows a lot of people. He's very deep in the community, and he's probably eaten at more taco trucks than I have. Dude. He probably just knew the right one to get. If I had to make a guess,
God. It was so fucking good.
That's awesome.
Fucking half of the band didn't get a chance to eat them, and I was talking about them all fucking day. I was like, "Oh my god, did you guys get those fucking tacos, dude?" Because like, my mom's from Mexico, so I'm half Mexican. So it's like most of the time when I'm eating or I'm about to, it's like, "What do you want to eat?" Fucking Mexican food, dude. So
I may as well be Mexican. When I love that shit,
dude. Well, I mean, you're from fucking Texas. I mean, it's everywhere, bro. Like, when I say that those might have been the best tacos I've ever had, that means that is a fucking. Dude, I've had a lot of fucking actually tacos, awesome, bro.
I like that. That's good. Hey, that makes me proud, bro. I wasn't even the one who made them. I'm like, hell yeah, it's my city,
dude.
So
good.
Let's talk about your band a little bit, and then we'll just rant and rave, man. I like to keep this loose and have fun, man. So for anybody that's unfamiliar, you guys are like an oi band, but there's like a street punk edge to your music that's not with some of the modern oi bands. Most of the stuff that's coming out now, the tempo is much more reserved. Like it's a slower, more like Y'all is just like twice that, man. Like,
well,
it's
yeah.
or at least the stuff that I've heard and listened to and like
No,
put on my playlists and stuff.
We're totally like that, and it's a lot of that's on me because, like, as a guitar player, you know what I mean. I can get bored pretty quickly,
Sure.
no matter how good it sounds. You know what I mean. But like, I've always been of the opinion that when you're going to play live, you play it faster than you did on the record, because that'll get them moving. Like, especially your first song, kick them in the teeth with something hard and something fast, and then like let it fucking flow from there. But yeah, I mean, shit, we're mostly in our 40s, late 30s. Our drummer is in his 50s. You know, like we're from that. We're heavily influenced by the late 90s, early 2000s kind of street punk stuff. Another record that changed my life from the 90s was And Out Come the Wolves. I don't know, man. Like I idolized Lars Frederiksen for a long fucking time. Like I played a white Les Paul through a Marshall, like he did. You know what I mean? That meant a lot to me. And I was in a band. One of the songs actually from that band made it on our LP. That was kind of rancid worshipy, but it was, you know what I mean? It wasn't like some of the other bands that were doing that at the time. So yeah, I mean, we like to play fast. We've got vocal melodies, guitar solos, guitar harmonies, vocal harmonies, just because of all those different fucking influences. And that's just kind of the shit that we like.
That sets you apart though, man. If you have all that stuff, and there's a lot of bands that don't, a lot of bands that can't. Obviously, you know how much I love Rancid if you paid any attention to my channel at all. Tomorrow, oddly enough, is the 30th anniversary of that record. So I guess probably about the time people are watching this, because I'm going to go ahead and just upload this one tomorrow because I'm editing something else. I'm supposed to flip-flop them, but
right.
This will probably be up on the 30th anniversary of And Out Come the Wolves, that's my all-time favorite record.
It's a perfect record.
It really is. The older I get, the more I realize I had it right the first time. Like I never needed to deviate from that because I got lucky. I got the right one. I also get older I get, the more I listen to Oi music though. Like, dude, all the shit that dude's gotten. Speaking about Lars, like, how many people do you know that had spiky jacket vests and mohawks and shit, and then transitioned into like skinhead stuff when they got
almost
older?
Every single skinhead that I know.
Bro, like, so
including
I don't understand.
Me. You know
I don't understand all the hate. Like, is it just a jealousy thing?
100% a jealousy thing, dude. Like, if he wasn't famous, you know what I mean, and like had platinum and gold records, nobody would fucking be doing this shit. But if Roy Pierce is like, this guy's a skinhead, then everyone else can shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? They toured with fucking Coxbar and like they're homies with fucking Colin and all those dudes. Like,
how crazy is that,
dude?
Like, dude, you know who I just had on the show a couple of days ago I'm editing right now. The one I had Gordy on, bro, and it was like
from the Bastards
in the Forgotten,
dude. That fucking
he is a sweet human being, dude. Shout out Gordy, man. That guy was awesome.
I think I saw the Bastards 3 times.
I only got to see it once, man.
It might have only been 2. One of the times I was really wasted, and my friend was like, let's go in the circle pit backwards. And I was like, this feels like a good idea. And we did. And I got turned around. And then this giant fucking boot took the back of my leg. And my knee has not been right since.
Oh, no good.
But I kind of deserved that one because I was fucking asking for it. One of the many reasons I don't drink anymore.
Dude, I was at this club. Shout out Fitzgerald's. Anybody's from Houston. And I was like, actually, the guy who owns the club that I'm going to tomorrow, I was hanging with him, and we were probably like 21 or so, 22 maybe, barely old enough to drink. And we were up on this balcony hanging out, and there was some street punk show. I don't know who it was. And there was like in Houston back in the like 2000s, late 90s, there was like Southside Houston, and there was Northside Houston, and we just didn't get along. I think it's because we were all just poor, man, and like we would get to shows and we're like, who the hell are these guys? And they're like, who the hell are these guys? And we never seen you anywhere. Well, we never seen you. Yeah, Houston's fucking huge, dude. So when the casualties play,
it is, bro.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Like, so when the casualties show up, we all come out to play. And so we got into a fight one night, and I was standing on the staircase, dude, and I just happened to turn and look down the staircase, and there was this guy we didn't like and his girlfriend, and I fucking hated his girlfriend, dude. She was just a rotten woman. And they had these red ceramic candles on all the tables up there. Why the fuck you leave those on a table at a punk show? I couldn't tell you. And I just saw her grab one, and she chucked it up at me. And I went, ah, and I ducked, and my buddy was right behind me, dude. And when I ducked, it hit him right here. To this day, dude, tomorrow night, I'm going to see a big scar on his, not big, it's a little scar, I guess, but it's a big-ass cut on his face. And, yeah, we used to just have, like, punk shows were just a little more wild, I think, back then. I think they're a lot more tame now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that that's always necessarily a bad thing, though.
No. I'm not
like,
complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm simply making an observation. I am old. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Like, nobody's getting their ass beat with a fucking chain. You know what I mean?
For real. I mean, there's been a lot of scary stuff that's happened at, like, specifically hardcore shows. I mean, we got into it, like, down here, we beat up this Nazi cat and, like, threw him on the hood of a pickup truck. Oh, dude, he came walking by me. Man, look, dude, I'm not a skinhead, but I always have my hair like this short. Or, you know, for a while I had it a little longer, but when I was young, I just didn't have no money. I shaved my head because I was poor. It's just like everybody else, dude. So I guess I was hanging out with some buddies. We all just had short hair, and I was probably wearing like a hardcore shirt, dude, like some kind of hardcore band, probably basketball shorts. And I'm just standing around, just kind of doing my thing, smoking cigarettes, and this guy walks over, and I can't do it on screens. I'll get myself in some trouble, but he does a certain salute and goes, he goes, hey, brother, just like that. And I was like, who the fuck is he talking to? And my buddy was like, yo, he's talking to you. And he knew I was kind of a hothead. And I was like, there's no way. I was like, bro, who are you talking to? And he was like, you. And I was like, man, fuck you. And he was like, he's like, what's your problem? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, I thought we were the same something. I don't know. And I shoved him, and he just swung at me, dude. And I ducked down. And before I could even come back up, dude, my buddies were just pounding on this guy. Boom, boom, boom.
Dude, that's what you got to do. Like, you don't owe them a fucking fair fight.
Oh, no. I wasn't trying to. I just wanted to get my licks in, dude. And, like, they let me. They held him up, and I punched him a few times. We were laughing and shit. And I was like, yo, let's just throw on the hood of that pickup truck. There was, like, a broke-down truck. And we just threw on the hood of that truck, left him there. Not 20, 30 minutes ago, he's still there. I was like, oh, my God, this dude's fucked. Oh, dude, we beat him up pretty good.
Fuck yeah, man. Like, you can't let him have an inch. And, like I was saying, I mean, my dad always told me there's no such thing as a fair fight. You are in a fight to hurt somebody, and if they want to fucking bitch and moan about how you do it, then you just do it the same way the next time. Because it's, you know what I mean? He didn't
I really thought about it like that. That makes sense to me.
But I feel like people that are overly obsessed with, like, fighting fair, like, you know,
they've never really been in a lot of fights. These are the rules.
They have never been in a street fight, not one time in their fucking lives. Like, and if it's a fucking Nazi dude, roll them with all of your fucking homies. Like, it's not you don't one-on-one that shit if you don't have to.
No,
you know, like,
why would you?
Fuck them.
I'd rather beat him up with 3 of my friends than use any kind of weapons, honestly. At least that way you're not likely to face any kind of real trouble. But, like,
yeah, I mean,
dude, there was this guy one time, not a bonehead type. He was just an asshole, arguing with his girlfriend. I used to see this shit all the time. They'd be arguing with their girlfriends, and then they would you can tell that that's the guy that beats on his girl. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
and
they got a look on their face. You can
until you see it happen, you kind of can't do nothing, because if you don't actually know, you're just assuming, right? So there's this guy. He's arguing with his girlfriend, and I tell my buddies, I said, dude, I think he's gonna beat her up when they get home. And they're like, well, I mean, okay, like, what can we? I'm like, I don't know, I just feel weird, man. I'm sitting in this guy home, you know, like, we're kicking him out of the club, basically. I was like, I just feel weird. I know there's going to be some drama when they get home, and it's all his fault to begin with. And, dude, he hauls off and hits this girl in front of us, and my buddy goes, get him! And before he could say something, I was already running on the street, and he's like, where are you going? And I had seen that they had, I don't know what it was. They were building like a fence, but they had these like 4x4 pieces of wood, but they were like fence posts, but they had cement on the bottom of them, but they were not in the ground. They were like laid on the sidewalk.
Christ.
Dude, I grabbed one, and my buddies and I, it was heavy, so we picked it up, and we just chucked it through their window. And she goes, ah! And she, like, leaned the seat back, and it hits this dude square in his, like, face, chest, arms, shoulders.
Holy shit.
Oh, dude, it cleaned him up good, bro.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, we ended up dragging him out of the car and telling her, go home. We're going to handle this. And she's like, but that... And I'm like, no, just go home. And then when she left, I was like, I was right, because nobody would leave if that wasn't the case. She wouldn't have left him there. And we were young, dude. We used to do wild shit, man. We let these like crusty kids in the shows if we could get away with it, because they were always trying to sneak in shit.
Yeah.
And this like one kid tries to sneak in a 40. He's like 110 pounds, 5'9". This kid was like a twig, and he's got his pants tucked in his Converse and a 40 in his pants. It looked like he had a tumor the size of a freaking basketball.
Like in Kids?
Yes, dude. Exactly like that.
Like in real life?
I forgot all about that, dude. I forgot all about that movie. But it was like, I mean, he was wearing like chinos and black pants and like, but yeah, he was trying to walk in with it to get into the club to drink it or whatever, right? So we were like, hey, man, you just go put that in your car.
Yeah, dude.
And so he goes back to his car, he comes back, no 40. So I'm like, all right, he's all right, man. And but I wasn't thinking it. I said, yeah, he's good. And my buddy goes, nope, and stops him. And he goes, hey, man, lift up your shirt. And the kid was like, why? And then I was like, oh, fuck. And then he lifts up his shirt, and he has 2 flasks in his like back of his pants. And so I reach over and I just take them, and I push him in the door. I was like, no, dude, these are mine. You can go inside now.
Yeah.
Well, they starts talking shit. And I'm like, what is going on, dude? I already emptied the flask, bro. Like, I'm not going to jail over a flask. So I emptied them, put them in a box. We had a box full of shit we took from people, knives, flasks. So he's running his mouth. And then all of a sudden by the door, there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 of him and his buddies. And I wasn't really tripping too hard, but I was like, man, we might have to fight these kids tonight. And there's like enough of them to where it could be a real fight. And my buddy at the time, he was just like, nah, dude. And he like walks out to his truck, and he comes back, and he's just standing there. And I'm like, what is this guy's deal? What are you doing, bro? He's like, just let him say one more word to me, man. And I was like, all right, whatever. And I just kind of like left it alone. And about, I don't know, 5 minutes later, dude, all I see is that one kid run up. They start arguing. The kid shows my buddy. My buddy grabs his shirt, twists his hands. Out comes a mag light from his jacket, dude, and he just cracks this kid with a. You know what a mag light is?
Fuck, dude. Like
it was
how big was it? Was it one of the big fucking cop ones?
Yes, 18 inch
weigh
mag
like
light.
3 pounds, dude.
Yeah, dude. That kid dropped to the floor so fast, I thought he killed him, dude. I was like, oh no. And then of course his friends were like, ah, and they ran off. But like, it was just like that was like a Tuesday, man. That's how it just used to be like that, man.
Yeah.
I'm honestly very glad it's
chill.
Like it's way more easy to go to a show and enjoy yourself now.
You know, some of the people that used to come out to shit all the time were just like straight up fucking psychos. And it's cool that like now that we've got a legit all ages space in Kansas City, that these kids can come to shows and not have to worry about somebody fucking with them or like trying to start a fucking fight with them, or, you know, some fucking bonehead showing up with his Nazi buddies. And they can go and they can fucking see punk and hardcore shows and have a good fucking time, you know?
100%, bro.
Because, like, yeah, I mean, any kind of rock and roll, but especially like punk and heavy metal and shit, the danger is part of what brings us in the first place, because we think it's fucking cool. But
especially when you're
after
young.
you've lived it for a little while, it's not that much fun. The dangerous parts of it.
How funny is it that we both agree that we like that it's calm now, but I would imagine we both probably enjoy reminiscing about all the stupid shit we used to do.
Oh, 100%. the stuff that I remember anyway.
Right. So, okay, I got a couple of questions for you. I actually do want to talk about your band. I'm sorry. I just started ranting, cool. Dude. It's I love doing my job, dude. So it's a lot of fun. But okay, so the Uncouth, we had established earlier that you guys are like an oi band, but there's a little bit faster, higher BPM with your music. It's a little quicker. Where are you guys getting your influences from? You have I know of 2 LPs, right?
We have an LP and a 12-inch EP that was 8 songs.
Okay. So you've got 2 releases that I know of.
And is that all your? We have that 4-way split also that I sent you. We don't have any of that EP anymore. We sold out of that. And the guy, our buddy, that was putting our records out at the time under Teenage Heart Records. Shout out Johnny Stark. He lives in LA now. Around the pandemic, he was involved from the ground up with that with Bel Air, that Fresh Prince, fucking Dark Reimagining, with that? Morgan Cooper. It's a TV show, man. It was on Peacock. I think they had 3 or 4 seasons.
Dude, I don't even know what that is.
It was crazy. Like, he's been working in film his whole life.
It's called Fresh Prince?
It's called Bel Air.
Bel Air.
And yeah, dude, we were so proud of him, but obviously he couldn't keep doing the record stuff.
Right.
Because he was doing fine. I mean, he'd do film and stuff, but a lot of his work was commercials, and anyone who's an artist wants to be able to do, original shit, get their foot in the door to do their stuff. And if you're in film, LA is where you have to be,
right?
At least at some point. So he went and did that, and then we got, with Insurgents out of Canada through Reckless Upstarts. Shout out to those boys from fucking Windsor, who are going to Europe soon.
Nice.
Again, I don't know. Man, I want to go to Europe so bad, but it's so fucking expensive just to get over there.
Right.
But yeah, we put out on Teenage Heart, we put out that EP, that 6-song EP, 12-inch, and 2 7s, the Just a Matter of Time and Casey Belongs to Me. And the Casey Belongs to Me one is the A side is a cover of 6 Month Skin, which is by another Casey Oi band from the 2000s called Tanqueray.
Okay.
Shout out those dudes. Fucking great records. Awesome dudes. And the B side is a cover of Coxbar, England Belongs to Me, Casey Belongs to Me. Main Street Saints did that way back in the day. We did it a little different. We did it a little slower than them. And I changed some of the solo. It's kind of a blend of what's on the record and the live version of that solo that they do.
Okay.
And we changed a little bit of the lyrics to just kind of update them a little bit, so we weren't doing exactly the same thing that they did. But and then we started releasing stuff with Insurgents in North America and Contra in Europe. That's what the LPs come out on. And the 4-way split was Insurgents and Smith and Miller Records in Europe.
I forgot there was a 4-way split with that package you sent me. I'm sorry. My dude,
it's
so
cool,
hard
man.
to keep up with this shit. That's one of my favorite things about my channel is that people are like, "Hey, you want to listen to this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." They send it to me. I'm like, I gotta be honest, dude. I get like super giddy about that shit.
Dude.
Anybody that sends me a record to listen to and review, I'll get around to it when I can. I apologize to anybody that thinks I'm taking too long, but I genuinely appreciate that. It's like the coolest thing, man. Like because I don't feel like I'm anybody important at all. And so if anybody wants to send me something to review, I just think that's the coolest thing, man. It's so dope.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal, I don't think, or it shouldn't be, for bands to send their shit, like one copy of something, you know what I mean, for promo purposes or whatever the fuck. And I mean, what are you really losing out on? Because most of us aren't really making money off of this shit.
Well, dude, one of the best bonuses we're sending it to me is that I've also got a record store, man. If I like your stuff, I'm gonna buy more. Like straight up, I've done it so many times. I've reached out and been like, "Hey, let me buy 3 or 4 more copies of that," and then it's in my store permanently. Like I got it there, and if somebody buys it, good. It's somebody that maybe never would have heard of it if it wasn't for coming into my store. So, like I said, man, ecosystem.
100%.
So. But I think it's cool, man. I feel like a little kid all the time, dude. My life is so strange.
It's like getting fucking surprise gifts in the mail, dude.
Dude, I'll get some like maybe once every few weeks. I'll get like a little package. I'm like, what is this? I didn't order this. I know I didn't order this. So what got you guys? How long have y'all been playing? First off, as the Uncouth?
So I have been playing with them since 2012. 2013, some shit like that. They have been together a couple years longer than that. And it's a real weird trajectory that we've had. Like they were a 3-piece and they weren't doing Oi. I mean, Cody's a skinhead, Todd's a skinhead, you know what I mean? But they weren't doing Oi at the time. They were doing kind of jokey Billy stuff. Okay. And then they started, as happens, just kind of started writing more Oi songs. And then by the time that I got in the band, I was like, this is great. I love these songs. Let's play them louder and let's play them faster.
There you go.
And that's kind of where it went. And for a while it was just still a 3-piece with Cody playing bass. But then Steve, our bass player, was living at my house for a while, and we were like wanting to get Cody back on guitar so we could have, because I work better with 2 guitars as far as writing is concerned.
Every
I think
band's better
that's
with 2
as
guitars.
good as it gets, especially if you're doing solos. You know what I mean? You need that fattening up in the background. So, and Steve plays bass. He's also a drummer, multi-instrumentalist. And he just was, I was like, you want to come downstairs on a Sunday, jam with us? And he's been in the band ever since.
That's awesome. Dude, I didn't know y'all had been around that long, man. Like,
I mean, yeah.
Like 14, 15 years is a long time.
Oh, yeah. But
I mean, that makes
kind
me
of
a
just
little...
fucking around for a lot of that, getting as drunk as we could.
I mean,
like during practice and playing shows, you know what I mean?
That's a fantastic game plan, dude. I mean, I used to have, my buddy Mike is a skinhead, and he's played bass in one of my bands, dude. And we used to, like, it was like mandatory. We get to practice, dude, and it was like, how many somas can you take? I'm like, I don't know. How many do you have? And we would take, handfuls of opiates and somas, and just the only thing I never really touched was Xanax type stuff. And shout out to me not ever doing that to myself, because I don't know, man. I've lost a lot of friends to shit like that, but I wasn't doing anything much better, honestly. But yeah, we used to. That was our whole goal, man. My band. I mean, whatever. It was a long time ago at this point. Ryan played in my band for a little while, dude. Shout out Ryan, man. I love that guy, dude. I've known him for so long, man. I love that dude. I love Richard and all the guys in Bullshit Detector, man. Like, Texas is really doing some great stuff. Shout out Valhalla Cinema.
Yeah. Oh, shout out Bjorn. And
yes,
Bullshit
dude, Bjorn's
Detector.
awesome, bro.
We've known Bjorn for a long fucking time. We met him in Minneapolis like over a decade ago.
Really?
Yeah. We go to Minneapolis about once a year if we can, maybe more.
He's awesome too.
Oh yeah, he's a good dude.
Dude, yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow, man. Go see them play. And I'm gonna listen to Out Come the Wolves like 3 times tomorrow because it's the anniversary. Bro, I got to, man. I'm gonna wake up jamming that shit. So what got you into punk? Like what age? What's the story there?
I mean, it was honestly kind of late for me. When I was in middle school, there was a friend of mine that I had.
You're like, last year I discovered I like
that meme. I got into Oi in my 30s. When I was in middle school, I had this friend. His name is John Nagel. And his older brother was in a punk band, and this kid was like into the Sex Pistols, like super duper into the Sex Pistols and the Ramones. And I had heard of the Ramones, and I had heard of punk rock, but nothing. I'd never heard the shit. And he gave me a mixed tape, because this was like 1993, 1994.
Yeah.
That had the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, and Screeching Weasel, I think, to make it go down a little easier. And that was about all I had until I was out of high school, because he moved away the next year to where was that? It wasn't Minnesota. It was Wisconsin. And then I was so concerned with fitting in, because I'm from a suburb just north of here, just north of Kansas City, called Gladstone. It might as well be fucking outer space. It's only 15 minutes away, but like it was
completely different,
bro. Like very white, very like, suburban, just kind of.
Dude, is it like cookie cutter houses? Yeah,
100%.
And it's like all the same shopping centers everywhere.
100%, dude.
Target, Chipotle.
100%.
Yeah, and look, I love Chipotle. Let me not act like I don't, but
I do too, man.
It's weird, bro. Maybe when you come down, if I have enough time, I'll grab you. We go grab something to eat or something.
Fuck yes, bro.
But like, what's with? I don't understand. Like, have you look? Okay, let's even with like food places. Have you noticed that like McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King, they all look identical now. They're all these like square buildings. It's so gross.
I swear there's this one that I went to last week, this one McDonald's, and they're kind of starting to put back the red and yellow coloring little by little.
Oh,
because
nice.
I think that they're aware that people on the internet are like, what is this crap? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, everything is gray. Like my fucking walls are gray. At first I was like, oh, it's
beige
cool
because
this is a rental. You know what I mean? It's not white. That's cool. But now everything is this fucking color, and it's just real muted. And I mean, shit, it's depressing enough,
dude.
Just living in this time. You know what I mean?
That's what I was gonna say. Is like we're living in idiocracy and like,
bro,
dude, we're like and I don't. Again, we don't need to go on another like political tangent, but like, it's hard not to. It's hard not to, man. My channel is an entertainment channel. It is about punk rock. It is not about politics. But punk rock and politics are pretty
they're
closely.
very intertwined.
Yeah.
And it historically leans pretty far to the left, like, you know.
Well, that's the thing is it does lean to the left very, very prominently and on purpose, intentionally, right? So like I have to speak up to some degree, but like I try to make it just a fun place to hang out. And there's
I get that, dude.
You know, but dude, like it's really hard. I did a stream today about like this out at MacArthur Park in LA. Like
I watched that.
I watched that stream. You know, you have to be willing to look, like I said, man, entertainment channel. But when my community is being stepped on and stamped out, I take that personally. And I'm from 100%. A place that is highly Hispanic. Dude, there's so much of that, like, just ingrained in, like, dude, as a kid, bro, before I even understood what this shit was, every Sunday I went to a place called El Gallo. Like, like, this shit, it's just been in my life.
Fuck so yeah.
I do feel like it's kind of weird that we're just shitting on these people. Not even kind of. It's just outright wrong. But like,
yes.
It's just,
but like, 100%.
But like, I find it strange that people are okay with it. Like, do you not?
Dude, they're not just okay with it. They fucking love it. Is the weird part. Like,
dude, the internet is a crazy place right now.
Like dying to be fucking in ice and shit. And it's like, yo, how much of a fucking loser do you have to be to want to be an immigration cop? One. Like that is the worst.
But I don't understand how you
cop to be.
Yeah, dude. I don't understand how you want to be a cop to begin with. But when you're talking about this kind of stuff, man, it takes a certain kind of piece of crap. And like, dude, it is straight up Gestapo. It is straight up racism. It is straight up 100%, tyranny, authoritarianism, fascism. There's a lot of isms that it is, dude. And it's weird, man. I talk to a lot of people from around the world because of my channel, which is really neat. It's really cool, man. And I get messages, not every day, but every couple of days that are just like, man, I hope you guys are doing okay. We're over here in whatever place, and we see you, and we see that you aren't like that, and that you're. And I get those enough to where I'm like, damn, I certainly didn't used to get messages like that.
Yeah.
In the past, like 3 or 4 months, it's every couple of days I get a little message just like, hey, we love you guys, man, and I'm like, yeah. Only half of us though, right? Because the other half, look, I'm all for change. I'm all for being like reasonable and understanding that you have to accept people's apologies and stuff. But like, until I get the apology, until I see the change, fuck you, you're the enemy.
Straight
like,
up. I have to see the change, and it has to be for a long time.
Have to.
Because I don't give a fuck. Like, you knew what this was last time, and you fucking voted for his ass again. Like, dude, he's straight upset. Like, I have no fucking time for people that are like, well, I didn't vote for this. Yes, the fuck you did, dude. He ran on the fucking immigration thing. Straight up. He's been talking about not leaving office since the first fucking time he was in office.
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean?
2028 is going to be wild if we get there because he ain't going nowhere. Dude, we've got a dictator on our hands. The people are so dumb. He's just saying stuff. Bro, are you serious? Are you still thinking that? Because now it's been 6 months and he's done all the shit he said he was going to do. And like you said, he said he wasn't going to go anywhere and he doesn't intend on going anywhere. That's why he's getting rid of all these people because these are all people that think like regular ass people and he doesn't want those people here.
He just wants talking about sycophants. Yes,
naturalized citizens are going to be next. Like, are you serious? Like,
yo, and like
what are we talking, dude? It makes me so angry, and I feel like I'm helpless.
I don't know. Like, okay, so like I said, my mom's from Mexico, right?
God, you gotta be terrified.
I am. I don't speak Spanish. I'm well aware that I am like white presenting. I look like an Italian dude. I used to fucking do an impression of Robert De Niro. But like certain places, they know on site that I'm not just some white dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, where I grew up, it would be, there was sometimes I'd be like renting a movie and someone would be like, are you Mexican? Like the whitest fucking person you've ever seen. And I'm like, do you fucking talk to people like this all the time? So it's like,
what a strange thing to ask somebody.
Dude, it's so weird. And because of that, I can never be fully like comfortable with this kind of shit because it could happen to me. I'm first generation. You know what I mean? What if they decide to like undo my mother's naturalization? She was 4 years old when they came here. She doesn't really speak Spanish either because she's been here for so long. But she wasn't naturalized until quite a bit later. So if they decide to do that, which they might, they've talked about it, what the fuck are we going to do? You know what I mean? Get deported and know no one, not speak the language, not be able to come back. It's just, it's
the crazy part is
grim.
they don't even care about that. They don't care about that at all. I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around what got them to this point. Like, even the people that are like the racists, that are the people that are like, get them out of here. Like, what do you think is going to be the outcome of all of this? Like, what is it that's, first off, why do you dislike them so much? Because I don't even think that most of these people actually know. I think it's just hatred.
It is, and some of it is self-hatred for sure that they're projecting onto other people. But like the average Trump voter, right? Like what is referred to as his base is like, you know, a lower income tax bracket of white people who don't think he's going to come for them, but he doesn't give a fuck about them. And if there's nobody left for him to come for, they're fucked.
Oh,
if he can, you know,
he'll find a way.
Them, he will.
Because it's not even about getting them out of here necessarily. Honestly, the people that are getting shoved out of here are probably gonna have the better end of all this when it's all said and done.
I mean, depending on where they live, well, where they get sent to.
Yeah, if you're just getting sent back to Mexico, there's a chance that you may be better off, dude.
But if you're getting sent to fucking South America and shit,
no, that's. I mean, if you're getting like kidnapped and sent to a prison, that's different. I'm talking about, but there's a lot of people that are just getting sent back to Mexico, and like. It's not that it's making it okay. I just feel like, man, maybe they'll be okay, and maybe they'll be like, oh. Man.
I mean, in a sense, you know what to expect from the drug cartels,
right?
And you don't know what to expect from a fascist administration. Dude, anything can happen.
No, dude, they want to get it to where there's like a core group of these very wealthy people that run everything. They're
already fucking doing it too. It's like it's never enough for them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They really are running just about everything, but like they don't even want like a little tiny record store like mine to exist. They want you to buy your records on Amazon, buy your records on eBay, buy your records, whatever, but buy your records through another thing where we can control it and we can watch it and we can have something to do with it. We can get our cut. You already get your cut. I pay taxes. I pay taxes when I buy it. I pay taxes when I sell it. I pay taxes whenever every year, all my inventory, all my shelving, it all has to get documented and sent off. They got to tax me on that. I pay property taxes on shit that I've already owned for years that's sitting in a store. No, people don't understand that what it goes into owning a small business, man. Dude. And like, it's crazy, dude. This is why you don't ever get your car to be a business car, because then you got to pay taxes on that again. You already paid taxes when you bought it. You got to pay them again every year.
I mean, I don't know how it is in Texas, but I know in Missouri we have to pay property taxes on our cars every year, no matter what. No matter if it's business or personal.
We probably do too, but it's an additional tax if it's a business vehicle. None of it makes sense.
And it's a bigger tax, but they're not paying their fucking taxes.
That's
even
what
though
I don't
they've got
understand.
the money to pay it.
Is like how are we all getting taxed so much, and how are they not having to pay any? And how are all these people saying that rich people are paying the same taxes? And like,
They're
I
not.
understand that there should be a tax break for a person that's employing 10,000 people. I get that, man.
You know,
If you are actually doing that and you're actually doing some good, I get it. What I don't understand is how you can have, say, $10 billion and you don't think that you have some kind of responsibility to your fellow human being, that maybe you should take a couple hundred million because it wouldn't even hurt you and help people. Like, I just don't understand it.
I mean, the thing is, you really, people don't get that fucking rich like Elon Musk without fucking over absolutely everybody in their path to get there.
Correct.
So they don't give a shit what happens to you.
I had
And,
to talk
like,
to my mom about that recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think billionaires should exist because somebody laid it out on a video one day, because I used to think, no, if you got there, doesn't matter how you got there. If you got there without breaking the law, you got there. And somebody else broke it down with like a different words, right? Where I was like, oh, it means something different to me now. And they were like, no, like there's no way for you to make $1 billion in a lifetime without paying somebody very low wages to do
as
a lot
little
of
as
work.
you possibly can.
And look, I also understand, like, if you go somewhere to work for $10 an hour, maybe you should look for another job. There's a lot.
I mean, there's only so many fucking opportunities for some people.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is that you also have to think about, like,
you don't know
okay,
their circumstances.
where can you even apply it, right?
Right.
I understand the reality of the situation is my point.
Right.
Like, yes, you took the job, but on the same coin, other side, maybe there's no other thing for you to take.
Right.
So you have to, the government has to step in and make things right. So when they go, okay, we're going to only pay these people $10 an hour. Well, then the government has a job. They need to step in and go, okay, if you want to pay them $10 an hour, then a home for 3 people should not cost $2,000 a month. It should
way, dude.
It should be $800 a month or $400 a month or something that's reasonable, so that $10 an hour can be a livable wage. How is $10 an hour almost 50% over our minimum wage? $10 an hour, I wouldn't dude, you couldn't get me to live. I wouldn't do nothing for $10 an hour, bro. I'd rather just not take the fucking money and be zero.
Yeah, you can't fucking live off that shit. And like, they don't give a fuck. They don't think about how unsustainable these more and bigger profits and, price hikes, how unsustainable that is for everybody that's buying their shit. They don't think about it because they're only thinking a quarter ahead at a time.
Right.
Like, a fiscal
quarter.
Whole
business model is messed up. Capitalism at its core is fine. You work hard, you make some money. That's fine. But capitalism, the way it is in practice right now, is disgusting, because it is step on everybody's head to 100%. to get where you can get the most. For what? What are you going to do with $75 billion? Like, what exactly are you doing? Right.
Hoard it and do fucking nothing.
It's weird, dude. Like, I don't even want millions. It's just a big dick
measuring contest. Who has the most money? And like, they will spend hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars to help get certain politicians elected, to help them have to pay less taxes, to help them, deregulate things, instead of using that money to pay their fucking workers a living wage. Like, workers' rights are a big thing for our band, for the Uncouth. Like, a lot of our songs are about that shit.
For everybody. Like,
like, going back to the machine shop I used to work at, they were a very right-wing family, and they were very anti-union. And, the father owned the business, the son was going to take over for him, and the HR lady was his daughter.
Good.
So, like, if you had problems, who are you going to talk to? And they were very openly racist. Like, Obama was president at the time, and
that's rough.
There was a lot of N-words flying around from the owner.
That's insane to me.
And I would just, like, kind of look around, and nobody batted an eye, and I was like, I can't fucking stay here. But they also, it's all of them. They don't fucking care. They see workers as these disposable, non-human things that don't deserve rights, that don't deserve places to live. And I think maybe the end game and we've actually got a song about it on the record, is like, Mark Zuckerberg and Elon are talking about creating these towns for their workers to live in, essentially company towns like they used to have, 100 years ago, where your housing is directly tied to your job the way that your health insurance is most of the time. So they own everything in that town. They own your house. They own all of the stores. If you lose your job, you're out. That's it. You're fucking homeless immediately.
That's
and
insane.
Historically, they didn't used to even pay them in money. They'd pay them in stuff like skiff, which was essentially just, Disney bucks or whatever that you could only spend
US?
at the company store. Yes.
No kidding. I didn't know about that. I mean, I've heard of company towns. I knew that existed, but I didn't know it was to that degree. That's terrifying.
Dude. The song that I had you play on that one live stream, Company Town Blues, it's about a place that's a neighborhood in Chicago that at the time was its own town, which was Pullman, Illinois. And it was like this railway magnate. It was his company town and all his workers lived there. And he was fucking them over so badly that they were like, we're going on strike. And it was such a righteous cause that like it kicked off the biggest wildcat strike in American history, meaning that there were other railroad unions that were joining in on the strike across the country. They had to bring in the National Guard to put it down because they were burning the town to the ground. And Mr. Pullman was so hated that when he died, they had to encase his casket under the ground in concrete so that people couldn't dig him up and fucking set his corpse on fire or some shit.
Yeah. So for people that were wondering, band name and song title again.
The Uncouth, Company Town Blues.
Oh yeah, I'm tripping, dude. Fucking retarded. Bro,
no, it's cool, man.
I was wrapped up in that story, bro. I was
dude.
It totally went right over my head.
I just kind of was like, running off at the mouth. So
no, dude. What other song were you talking about? Of course, that's the song I'm talking about, dude. I was like all wrapped up, and I was all like, "What the fuck?" Because it's just, I never heard about that, bro. Like I heard that song, but I didn't know what the song was even about. Honestly, like I didn't like dig into the lyrics like I probably should.
I mean, the first listen to any song is like taking it all in at once. And you'll zone in on little things here and there, but I mean, I don't know if you're like me, but I kind of take it as the full picture the first few times that I hear it, and then as I start to get obsessed with that song or get more into it, I drill down into the lyrics, all this other shit. Well, and then I'll focus on something like, oh man, did you hear that one lick in the guitar solo?
Yeah, it's a lifespan. It's a relationship as you get, longer with it. But here's one of the things about me that I think is funny. I'm terrible at this sometimes, right? I'm not going to cut that out of the video, bro. It was just an accident. I was paying attention and then it went right over my head, right? But that's the kind of thing that I actually kind of like, because now that I had that moment where I was like, oh shit, duh, that's going to stick in my head. Like that's how I remember things better, is like, oh, that time where I did that thing. Oh yeah, that's right. So that song's going to end up on playlist. You watch. I'll probably
fuck yeah, bro.
So like, it's a happy little flub on my end, but quite embarrassing sometimes. But it is what it is, dude.
I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. I don't expect you to like know fucking a damn thing about us. You know what I mean? Like we've been around for a while, I guess, but like we haven't done a shitload of touring, which we're trying to change. I mean, anybody that does this shit, I think, wants to do it as big as they can. We know it's never going to be our fucking job. That would be great, but like we know that's not going to happen. And the little bit that we have been doing, the touring around, which hasn't been that small, but hasn't been that big either. It's been paying for itself. The merch has been paying for itself. The music videos that we've shot have been paying for themselves, and that's nice. That's pretty fucking good, honestly. That is good for a no-name fucking band.
I mean, the fact that you can come down to Houston twice in the span of 1 year and a month, it'll be like just over a year that you were here 2 times. I think that's crazy. That's awesome.
That's all thanks to Ryan and our our homie that's been kind of managing and helping us book us, Mickey Ortiz. Shout out Mickey.
That's awesome.
He's been helping us out a lot with that shit. So,
well, I'm gonna have to listen to that song again. I need to go through it with the lyric sheet on your album, which I can do, but like I just need to do it. It's man, my plate is so overfull that
dude,
I feel bad sometimes, man, because I'm trying to get to stuff and I get to it eventually, but I wish I had an extra 8 to 12 hours in every day because I could fill it up. It would be no problem.
Oh yeah,
like,
I mean, but like, you know, after doing a bunch of shit, and then, I mean, you've got kids. I don't have kids. I have a dog. But like, you know, even just getting off of work after an 11-hour shift, 14-hour shift, playing with him for a little bit. I don't want to do shit, but like smoke a joint and watch some TV. You know what I mean?
Right. It's weird. Sometimes I'm like, you know, I love what I do so much, but sometimes I just want to clock out, man. I just want to go sit on the couch.
Well, everybody needs to have that time.
My 5-year-old, and like last night at like 12 o'clock at midnight, I was like, nope, I am done, dude. I had to deal with some stuff, with some family stuff. I was like, I usually work till about 3 a.m. And at 3 a.m. I turn off everything and I go to bed. I'm a night guy. But I was like, dude, I need to relax, man. I had a rough day yesterday. Like just personal shit happening that it's just bad, man. And I went and I watched Godzilla -1. First off,
so good, dude.
Oh, that movie's that's the best Godzilla movie ever made, hands down. But boy, is that a relevant film right now.
Oh my God.
Unfortunately. But let's pivot back to the band or to your personal history within music. Like, how did you get into punk? What year were you doing it? Because we kind of just went on a tangent.
Oh yeah,
we never really got into that.
So John Nagel got me that mixtape.
Dude, that was like 20 minutes ago, bro. That's awesome.
So John Nagel got me that mixtape, and then I was, you know, for the rest of middle school and high school, I was like, I just want to fit in, and there wasn't any other punks really except for his cousin TJ, and we didn't go to the same school. Like we're homies and shit, but like not really then. We met back up later, but yeah, I mean, I was, you know, typical Midwest suburban kid. The only fucking rock and roll there really was at the time was like nu metal.
Oh.
And then there was fucking butt rock, whatever they're calling it now, post grunge, which is stupid. So pretentious.
It like, really is.
Post punk is a legit genre. Post grunge is just fucking Creed, bro. Like that does not deserve its own fucking genre.
I didn't know they were calling it post grunge, but boy, am I glad I found that out.
It's so weird.
I'm gonna roast that name very, very thoroughly. That's crazy, bro. What a weird thing to call post grunge, huh?
Super weird.
That is stupid. So what were some of your favorite bands as a youngster? What were some of your first shows you went to? Or can you remember?
Trying to remember. Like I said, you know, 96, 97. I was into fucking nu metal because that was really as crazy as it got as far as what I knew. You know what I mean? Other than that tape that I had. None of my friends were punks, so I didn't really talk about it that much. You know, I just wanted to have friends. Korn and Limp Bizkit at Family Values Tour.
Okay.
I remember that shit in like 98. Those are cringy things for me to admit, but Ice Cube was there, and that was pretty fucking cool. To this day, very cool to have seen him.
Ice Cube's the GOAT, bro. Ice Cube's awesome. I
could go on about hip hop also. All fucking.
I don't really listen to a lot of hip hop anymore. I used to when I was a little younger, but I just don't. It's like topically, I don't. There's nothing I relate to. I don't care about drugs. I don't care about women because I'm married. I don't care about clubs. I don't care about money. I don't have none of it, so I don't care. Like it's just not my like intellectual hip hop's cool, but I got enough punk that I want to listen to. I don't have time to listen to other shit really.
I gravitate towards the more like fucking gangster shit. Like
I like that stuff, but like when I listen to it and then I sit there and think about it, I'm like, this is really bad. Like, it's not like even like bad as in like just like morally, it's just bad. Like it's tacky.
I guess. But like,
but I mean, but it's also fun. Like I'm not acting like I don't like it, but like I listen to it, and if I'm like, if you really think about it, and I'm not gonna ruin this shit for you, man. But
you don't have to worry about that.
Yes. So okay, let me match your tacky for tacky then, because I went to Limp Bizkit and Cypress Hill in like
Yo,
2001, and I stayed up all night. I waited in line for 24 hours to get free tickets to that show.
I
So like,
remember that.
yeah,
There was a big thing on MTV about that tour, and it
yep,
looked like Cypress Hill was fucking miserable
yep.
on that
They
tour
they seemed pretty
because
miserable on stage.
that was like the end of Limp Bizkit's fucking career arc. It was towards the end of it. I mean,
Yeah,
the
I mean
kids love them these
they were
days, which is
still pretty
weird
big
to
when
me.
that tour happened. Oh, dude, I sell a lot of Limp Bizkit CDs at my shop, bro. Like real talk,
And
all
the CD
nonsense.
thing, the fucking every time we play an all ages show, the kids are like, "Do you have any CDs?" And
Yeah,
like 3 years ago, it was always some dude or some lady in their like 50s or 60s. It was like, "Do you have CDs?" And I'm like, "I can't give those fucking things away, so we don't have them pressed up." But now
I
the
sell a
kids
lot
want
of
them.
CDs, dude. I sell a lot of CDs. The next two records I'm working on, CDs, dude. Like,
Straight up.
here's, you know why though? I figured out why, because I have a little record store. I just came across this information. It was an accident. Um, because all the kids that are between the age of 16 and 25 are buying cars that are all like 6 years old or older. All those cars have CD players in them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's why the CD. And also, the 90s are 20 years ago now, and it's
30,
or 30 years ago rather, whatever. They're
which makes me feel like shit. By the
yeah.
way.
I said 20 to make myself feel better, and I was just but like at this point, the 90s are so long that it's in fashion now. So like,
Yeah, the baggy jeans and everything.
Oh, bro, so weird, so weird. Um, yeah, man. So when did you start going to punk shows and such? Like 18, 19 years old, or older than that?
Yeah, like 19. I saw. I don't remember really what my first one was, but I remember that one that I told you about where I got my fucking my leg all fucked up was Lars Fredrickson, the Bastards, and Roger Muir and the Disasters.
Ooh, that's a lineup.
That was a long fucking time ago. I want to say the Horror Pops were also on that, but that might have been a different Roger Moret and the Disasters tour. Anyway, I saw both of those bands like 2 or 3 times. But it was at this little club called El Torion, and I was like the biggest Rancid fan at the time. Yeah. And it was, like I said, Lars was like my hero. And I got to meet him. I mean, like, talk to him for like 2 seconds. You know what I mean? But that was fucking cool. The vibe was great. They played all the songs I wanted to fucking hear. That was a great night. Shit. A bunch of Dropkick Murphy shows.
Did you see the tour where they were Dropkicking Lars and the Bastards? 2001?
No, I did not see that one.
Dude.
I think I saw the Bastards 2 years later. 03.
Man, that's one of my all-time favorite shows. Like, because the guitar player for the Dropkick Murphys had broken his hand, so Lars played both sets.
I think I've seen so the Give 'Em the Boot DVD. I think there's some footage of him doing that. That was the Murphys were outside of a show because the union, the stagehands union for the show was going on strike, and they're like, we're not going on that fucking stage, which is so cool. But what I was thinking of was he was playing with Agnostic Front doing Crucified on that Give 'Em the Boot DVD.
That's crazy. Man, you gotta love it whenever there's a band that you really appreciate or a band you really like that stands up for the shit you believe in.
Dude.
Like, I mean that's what it's all about, dude. It's all about all of the bands that we love, at least I think anyways, as far as I know. They all care about the same stuff I care about.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I'm a big Billy Bragg fan too.
I can't do Billy Bragg, bro.
Dude, it's so good.
Lyrically, I'm on it, dude. But like, I don't like the Pogues. I don't like Billy Bragg. I don't like none of that shit, bro. It's just not good music.
Yeah, that's cool. I totally get it. It's something completely different. It's more like folk rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like Bob Dylan though, which that doesn't make a lot of sense.
But like,
right?
Billy Bragg has a big role to play in like my political awakening.
Okay. That matters. That matters a lot.
He's very like pro-union, pro-worker, pro marginalized people. And that always just seemed like a really fucking good dude to me. You know what I mean?
For sure. For sure. This is strictly a musical opinion of mine. It's nothing
Oh,
else.
no, totally. Because I mean, we've all got those. It's like, I don't like this band and I don't really know how to explain why, but they just don't fucking do it for me. You know what I mean?
What are your favorite bands?
What a fucking question. I always answer this differently.
My man's like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
fucking
One Direction.
What was the other one? O-Town?
O-Town? Oh, bro.
Fucking
O-Town sounds real sus, bro. It sounds
dude,
like
they were like the fucking discount version of a boy band.
They really were.
And that's from somebody that didn't care for that music in the fucking first place. Let's see, favorite bands. Damn. The Specials.
Ooh.
Guns N' Roses, like I said. AC/DC with Bon Scott specifically.
I like all of AC/DC, but yes, I also like the AC/DC with Bon Scott quite a bit.
And I get that, but I think they're a different band with Brian Johnson. They don't seem as dangerous, I guess. We're back to that and why that's cool. Dude, Bon Scott, nobody was tattooed like that in the 70s outside of like fucking, the Rose Tattoo guys. And even they wouldn't have been who they were if it wasn't for AC/DC. All of Australian rock has like AC/DC spearheaded it, and damn, they really just all of them carry that torch. You
ever heard Radio Birdman?
Yes.
It's like the Australian Clash kind of. Shout out Chris Klink for introducing me to them.
Yeah, dude. And then there was Airborne, which was like kind of AC/DC Part 2.
I don't know that one.
Dude, they were pretty cool. It was like late 2000s, super early 2010s. Australian rock. They were very, very much like AC/DC. Fucking Lemmy is in one of their videos driving a fucking big rig down this desert highway in fucking Australia, and their fucking singer or guitar player is standing on top of the fucking thing. It's very Mad Max, very fucking cool.
Well, if Lemmy's in there in any way, shape, or form, I'm automatically at least interested to hear it.
Fucking, oh shit, okay. Cockspur, one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
Spar and Blitz.
I like Blitz a lot, too.
The Crack. They were on some other shit. They were on some very, like, melodic, kind of pub rocky boy stuff. They're very good. Should check them out.
I will.
I mean, shit, I could probably go on all day.
Here's a very crucial part to this question. How do you feel about like early Blink-182 bands like Pennywise, the Fat Record stuff, the Epitaph stuff? Was that your jam at all? I know you like.
I liked Bad Religion quite a bit for a long time. They were also part of my political awakening. Greg Gaffin is way too smart for me. I did not understand all those lyrics at the time.
That's my only beef with them.
He can fucking sing though. I mean, I feel like NoFX was pretty across the board for our generation, especially when we were like teenagers, very young adults. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not really my main thing. But I've got an appreciation for it, and there was, a time in my life where I was pretty into it. But
that was mostly my entry point, so I have a nostalgic love for it all. And I said the Blink-182 thing was a very intentional question because people simply refuse to give them the credit they deserve for what they did specifically with 3 of their records, right? Like after that, it's whatever because they changed quite a bit. They got way, 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 way bigger. Even Green Day, man, that band. Look, dude, I've always considered them kind of just like a rock and roll band. Like they have a lot in
Mhm.
common with like the Beatles. But dude, there's like video and photos of Billy Joe, like at a venue watching Op Ivy play in the late '80s. How's that guy not
I
like
mean,
valid? How is he gonna get crap from any punk rocker? I don't get it.
dude, well, I mean, people get mad when things get popular, but
Right.
again, for people of our generation and our age, I don't think there's a single punk that did not have Dookie when we were like fucking, 10 or 11 years old.
Not anybody that I didn't know. I mean,
Or Smash
everybody
by
I
the
knew had it.
Offspring.
Oh, dude, that
You know what I
album
mean?
still rips, bro.
Everybody had that shit. All of them. And everybody knows all those fucking songs, whether they want to admit it or not. But the real ones don't give a shit. Like, I've got
Right.
fucking friends that are like crusty dudes and fucking super fucking hardcore dudes that are like, yeah, I had those records. That's how I got into punk. You know what I mean? And I mean, one of the bands that I think everybody under the punk umbrella likes is Spar. Because, like, I've been to plenty of, like, crust punk parties because, like, it was real big around here about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And I've known a lot of those guys forever from back when they were street punks. And then they were crusties. And then, like, it would get to the end of the night and they'd be listening to fucking crazy metal and shit all night. It would get to the end of the night and fucking Shock Troops would come on. And everybody was like fucking, you know what I mean?
Isn't that
Chucking
wild?
beers, grabbing each other, screaming the lyrics in each other's face. Everybody loves Cockspar.
As they
Everyone.
should. As they should. Dude, the crusties, man, like they get under my skin a little bit because they're so self-righteous and so pretentious. And I'm like, how? How do you act like that? Like you're cut from the same cloth that we are, first off, but you're also like intentionally homeless. You don't smell very good.
And see, now those guys we call oogles. Like crust punks that I think of, they've all got jobs. They look all gnarly. But they're not.
I've never heard
they're
the
not
term
hopping
oogles.
fucking trains, and you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
rolling around with an emaciated dog.
That's crust punks from my perspective. So I didn't know there was another. I didn't know there was.
Oh no, like I know plenty of dudes that are into that shit. A lot of them like kind of changed, but I know plenty of crust.
I think a lot of those people change. I think a lot of them change.
And like they always had jobs. You know what I mean? They weren't like fucking. They weren't weird train kids, and those kids would come to town, but then the crusty kids would fucking go and like get into fights with them because they were starting shit at shows. I mean, shit, a lot of us got into a fight with them one St. Patrick's Day because they fucked with one of our friends, but like that's two completely different things, and I don't really give a shit.
I've never heard
we're
those
all
things
punks,
separated
dude.
like that.
You know what
right?
I mean?
No, I mean look, dude. Ultimately,
punks, skinheads, we're all the same.
That's how I feel about it. There's just different degrees of like where you're at in your life because I think that's what it is. I think when you're 20, you're definitely a different kind of punk rocker than you are when you're 25 and then 30
100%.
and then 35 and then 40 and then 45 and then 50. But we're all our DNA is all the same.
Yeah.
And and I might roll my eyes about a crusty kid, but if I'm walking down the street and I see one, I'll likely be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And then I might keep it pushing, not stop or anything, but like I'll say hi. Well, no, because I may not know them, but like if I say hi, I'll say hi to anybody, bro. I'm not, especially if you got like a freaking filth patch on or something. I'm gonna be like,
yeah,
hell yeah, I love that band. Something
disclose
like that.
some shit like that.
Yeah, bro, you got like a freaking tragedy back patch or some shit. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, sweet, dude, you're probably cool." Like. I'll give anybody the benefit of the doubt the first time we talk, man, for sure. Yeah. But did y'all ever have that phase in your local scene where everybody listened to nothing but Tragedy and From Ashes Rise and His Hero's Gone and Wolf Brigade? Like that's through like 3 years. That was Houston. That's all.
Not really. I mean, there was everybody was really into The Body one year. And
what's that? I don't know that.
It's kind of like noise crust. I went to one of the shows at this art space, and it was like I've been going to shows for a long fucking time. This was the loudest show I've ever been to. It was in a very small space, and it's intentional for it to be that loud. But I was like, God damn, I don't like this. I can't hear any of the sounds. All I can hear is noise. And I was talking to one of my friends afterward, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that's part of the show. It's like, you're not just hearing it, you're feeling it." And I was like, Bro. Shut up.
I can't
Please.
do that kind of loud.
I'm sure the music was fine, but I don't know what it sounded like because it just was like, you know what I mean?
Do you ever heard that band PLF, Pretty Little Flower?
I don't think so.
They're like a grindcore band. There was a band called Fight Pretty that was in Houston, and I think some of the PLF guys were down here or something, but they were here a lot. And I remember one night I came home from work, and there was like all these cars on my street, and I walk in. I had a couple of roommates, you know, and we were all from the same scene or whatever. And I walk in, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on here?" And my buddy's like, "Oh, dude, PLF's playing in the kitchen," and I was like, "What? Like, I have shit to do." Like, I was like, I'm 30 feet to your left, dude. I got shit to do tonight. Plus, I'd like to do some drugs and hang out with my girlfriend. I don't want to fucking listen to this shit all night. But dude, I ended up being like, whatever, change of plans, I guess. I go in there, man. And first off, my apologies to whoever owned that house. I owe them more than an apology, but I don't know who it was. We did them dirty. But
yeah. Well, I think
that was one of the
shitty
loudest
renters before.
Oh yeah, that was one of the loudest shows that I ever was a part of because it was like they had like unnecessarily large amps in a fucking kitchen, dude. Like I was like, bro, like the whole house was like it was just ridiculous.
I'm serious. This fucking art space was like, it was very fucking small, and I mean it was fucking packed. Fuck, it was so loud, and I have never before or since been like, that is too fucking loud for me. I'm not having any fun.
That's wild, dude. That's wild.
I was like 30 or 31 years old, and I was like, God, am I old? Am I old
like
now?
10 years ago.
Is this what it's like being old?
That's bro. So I saw Leftover Crack play like right as Choking Victim ended and Leftover Crack started. So they were still playing a bunch of Choking Victim songs. It was in this like old house in Pasadena, Texas. And there were so many people there that my only memories of that was standing up by Stizza because I couldn't go anywhere. And they were playing and he was like trying to move around and he couldn't because there was no room. And I just remember I kept like tripping and hitting the fucking drum kit because people were knocking into me so much. And I kept like having to like hit a cymbal, grab it, and be like, sorry. The guy's like just playing like, what am I going to tell you? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm so sorry. And like, I just remember people crowd surfing, but the ceiling was only like an 8-foot ceiling. So like dudes were like kicking the ceiling. There's holes in it. Dude, it was wild, bro. It was this chick's grandmother's house or something. I don't know, bro. Like,
oh shit.
Like, and then there was this homeless dude there, but like not punk, I guess is the way to put it. Like he wasn't a homeless punk rocker. He was like a homeless dude.
Yeah.
And he showed up and we like invited him in and he ended up stealing shit and getting just completely obliterated, stomped out, like beat up very, very badly. Like,
man, that sucks because like sometimes that happens at house shows, you know.
Yeah.
Homeless people.
Well, he got warned.
Usually they're fucking cool.
Well, this guy was.
They're not trying to bother anybody. They're just trying to fucking hang out.
This dude was an idiot, dude. He was a menace, bro. He got.
Sometimes it's like that.
Well, we invited him in and told him he could have all the beer he wanted. We had tons and tons of beer because everybody showed up with cases of beer.
Right.
Because we were like, who knows who's going to have beer? Well, at this particular show, there was plenty of beer, which when you're that young, that's a rarity. So we're like, no, have some beers. And we just kept telling him, the only thing you can't do is leave with some. You can have some, but you got to drink it here, man. This is for everybody. And he got caught sticking beers in his jacket. And we were like, dude, stop it, man. And so we like basically pulled the beers out and said, go inside, have fun, man. Stop doing that shit. And like a good hour went by, nothing. And the girl's name was fucking Jackie. That's what her name was, dude. Jackie comes running outside. She's like, that homeless dude stole my weed. And we were like, there's no way. We were like, there's no way he went in there and did that because we already warned that guy. And we looked like the kind of guys that would beat you up. Right. So like, ultimately, he came outside. I stood up for him. Nobody else wanted to. And I was like, bro, just empty your pockets, dude. Show me you didn't take it and we'll let you get out of here, man. And he goes, dude, I'm going to empty my fucking pockets. And that's when I knew. I was like, oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, he took it. And I was like, man. And then he starts going, I remember this dude. We had this guy named Mexican Ben. And I'm sitting on the trunk of this guy Kenny's car. And the guy's yelling at me. And he goes, you don't know who the fuck I am. No, I don't, homeless guy.
Right.
And like Mexican Ben goes, dude, you don't know who the fuck we are. And just cold clocks this dude. And then it was just like fucking Mohawks. Like just stomping his fucking dude. It was crazy, bro. And then this dude AJ and I ended up stopping it. And it was bad, man. I'm not gonna go further into details, but it was I was pretty worried that night. I didn't sleep good for a couple of days. Like sometimes. It was pretty scary. I had a friend that was speaking of of people like that guy AJ that helped me stop that fight. He got chased on the freeway one night and literally gutted.
Yo,
Like he's still alive, but he's got a scar that's like a half-inch thick. It's huge. Goes
I think we all know like that one dude that is like
Dude.
fucking unkillable. You know
Right?
what I mean? Because like, yo, if I got fucking like stabbed up like that, probably wouldn't see me again if I survived.
Bro, he showed up to the punk house like, I need help, and like holding his stomach in. Like,
Fuck.
yeah. It was like when I was like asleep. It was the middle of the night. I woke up and I mean I felt like I was in a dream. I was like, what is going on in hospitals? And you know that guy. You ever heard of a band called Arm and Arm? It was the bass player of Arm and Arm, dude. Like
It sounds really familiar, but
dude,
it's
they
like,
were awesome, man. Remember that? Remember you know that band Crumb Bums?
oh yeah,
So they were like the Houston Crumb Bums, and whenever Crumb Bums, they were all friends and shit. So like that's how I learned about. Dude, you know what? Shout out to Arm and Arm and all the guys. That guy that owns the club I'm going to tomorrow was the guitar player for Arm and Arm. AJ was their bass player. I lived with those guys. I helped them make their merch, but they introduced me to like I already knew the Casualties, right? So I was young,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Oh, if you like this, you'll like this." So I was like into like the Casualties, the U.S. Bombs, Rancid. So I was like into some street punk type
Mhm.
stuff, right? But I didn't know who the Unseen was. I didn't know who a Global Threat was. They introduced me to all of that stuff. So from them, I ended up listening to the Unseen, a Global Threat. Dude, who else did I listen to from them? Like, dude, One Way System, like a bunch of stuff. I got some UK82 shit from those guys. Like, they really broadened my horizons at a time where I didn't have any way to do it. So it was really cool.
Yeah, dude, because like I don't. It's hard to explain like before the internet as we know it now. Like even in the LimeWire days, it's like if you didn't know what to look for, you couldn't fucking find it.
Thank you, brother. That's so true. LimeWire was dope though. I got a lot of weird pornography from Lime. Like,
dude,
like
way more of that than music. That's
Bro,
for sure.
Shout out LimeWire, dude. Did you ever have the friend whose dad was like not careful with his porn stash, and like you knew that was the bro. I had a friend whose dad had a garage that we weren't really supposed to be in, and then when I found out why, it was like, oh, that makes sense. It's because on his wall he had all these like really graphic posters on his wall.
That's so weird to put that shit on your wall, bro.
Dude, thank you.
That's so weird.
All of us, when we hit like 12 years old, we would run to his dad's house, like crawl in the garage, peep game, and then run home and like just.
Can you imagine, like putting those fucking posters up somewhere in your house? That's fucking crazy, bro. Like dude, I'm not a prude, but that's fucking. Look, I don't know about that.
I don't even want stuff like, okay, let's say I had something like that. Where would I put it? It would have to be like in a box. I don't know where, man, because I've got children, dude. So I don't even want that shit like in a bag, in a box, in another box, in a closet somewhere. Because I'm too afraid that my kids will go snooping around. That's embarrassing as shit too. Like I don't want to. Oh my god! Not only is it wrong, but like it's like.
What a fucking conversation to have with a kid that doesn't understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
But I've never been much of a collector of anything, so like, you know that's records? Nice. Not really. I have a few.
That's wild, dude. Man, most punkers are record collectors, dude. That's cool that you don't.
I don't really collect most anything. You know, I
me
have
neither. All that
guitars.
shit behind me it's not real. It's just it's just an image.
Yeah, I have 2 guitars. I have 1 fucking amp. I have like t-shirts, and most of the posters that I have are from shows that I've played.
That's cool.
Not all of them. I have 1 framed New York Dolls poster because they're also one of my fucking favorite bands of all time.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't really collect a lot. I used to collect DVDs and shit, but now, you know, I don't remember last time dude. I really.
Bro, if you saw my office, you would just shake your head. There is nothing but media everywhere. Like you can only see me because my camera is focused in on one little spot.
Like dude. I consume a shitload of music and TV and movies, like a shitload of it. But with it all being on, you know, my phone or a streaming app, that's much more convenient for me because I don't like to have a ton of fucking clutter shit. And my girlfriend has a bunch of stuff. So most everything in our house is hers. Okay. But like that's just because I don't really.
We're the opposite. That shit. House. Yeah, that's dude. That's cool though, man. I'm always afraid that the streaming platforms. I know a lot about that stuff, man. Owning a small label, I've had to do a lot of research, and I've read a lot of disclaimers and a lot of like read this before you. It's not really a contract per se, but kind of. I read a lot of that stuff, dude. Just by getting curious too, though. Like, I don't like streaming, man. I would love for it to just go away. Like, but it's not.
If we could do it ethically, that'd be great. The problem is, like, bands like the size of the Uncouth, we are forced to use these DSPs and, you know, streaming services that pay us fuck all and don't do a lot to help us, because if we don't really, we're putting ourselves in a box and we can't get our name out there as easily. You know what I mean? Everybody uses Spotify. Everybody uses fucking YouTube.
That's the thing, though, dude. Like, here's the thing, man. People have it all twisted. Spotify was never going to pay bands a lot, nor should they.
No.
There are operating costs involved with being Spotify. Now, could they pay more? Of course, but how?
That's the
much more?
point that I'm making. Is they're intentionally paying as little as fucking possible.
But that's everybody everywhere on every platform for everything. Like that's retailers, grocery stores. That's not a Spotify thing. That's a human nature thing. That's an American thing.
Agreed
thing, right? So here's the deal, man. Spotify is a tool. You should use Spotify. Now, if we could go to a time where we didn't have that stuff, I would love to, right? But what I don't understand how people don't get is that radio used to exist before Spotify. Yeah. At least Spotify is paying you something. Radio didn't pay you anything.
Right.
You were trying to get on there. You would pay the radio station to play your music.
Which was technically illegal, but it happened all the fucking time.
Well, people have this twisted idea. It's never been about streams. It's about physical sales at a show, merch, live performances. Starving artists are starving for a reason. You can't make a lot of money making art. I'm not saying that I necessarily think it's okay or I agree with it. It just is the way. Always was the way. It just
is.
And it's like you can't make a lot of money making music unless you're doing it for an audience, like live, right? And even then, this is why you shouldn't go and play a place that takes a merch cut. No, that's ridiculous. There are plenty of places that don't do that. You shouldn't have to do that. So don't.
I don't think I've ever had somebody tell me that they're going to take a percentage of our merch sales, because I would just be like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. Right? But, like, you know, Spotify's a tool. Bandcamp's cool, but it's clunky and it's a little outdated. I love Bandcamp. I mean, I have a label, dude. I want all my bands that are with me, that work with me, to make as much money as they possibly can, dude. I'm not saying this from an ignorant standpoint or an ignorant perspective.
I mean, it's just real life, and like
it just drives me nuts. I hear about it all the time.
We have our merch store is on Bandcamp, and it's fine. You know what I mean? But people aren't going to Bandcamp as much to discover new music as they are Spotify. I mean, that's where everybody fucking goes to listen to shit. So you can take this moral stance. And you're right to do so, to not put your stuff on Spotify because you don't agree with their policies. You don't agree with the politics of some of the people that own the stuff. I totally get it. Most bands are more or less forced to put their shit there because people aren't buying records like they used to.
Right. The issue is the bands don't even do the stuff right most of the time. Very few bands understand how to work social media and how to use Bandcamp right. They don't want to.
I know we don't. You know what I mean?
This is what they say. They go, "Oh, my job isn't to do that. My job is to make the music." And it's like, okay, then shut up when everything else doesn't work out then, because you didn't learn the job. Dude, I have a little zine, and I don't care if anybody buys it, whatever, dude. Like I don't make a ton of them. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because in here, I have a guy who goes through, my boy Diddy, who does the show with me, and he's going to be bringing me like 5 or so bands from Bandcamp, specifically from Bandcamp in every issue of this. I write down every song that we play, and I've got artists and people from all over the world helping me with this. So if you want to learn new bands, this money does not go to me because it's only a few dollars anyways. It goes directly into an account that goes to putting out a record. So you're going to help a band get a release out, and you'll have 32 pages of information, right? Dude, Dave from Clip 45 is doing stuff with me. Richard from Bullshit Detector. Greg from the singer of Grimple is doing the cover of the second issue. Like, this is a community thing, man. You want to learn bands, you can learn bands. But, dude,
for sure,
nobody should be mad about a band using Spotify. And if you're using Spotify, it's just
kind of, it's how it's how this works now, and you can always take your stuff off. You know what I mean? And I don't agree with Jeff Bezos or the way that Amazon treats their employees or the way that, you know, he's pushing himself into shitty politics. But even if you don't have your music on Amazon Music, even if you don't have Prime or you don't order anything from them, chances are good whatever websites you use Amazon Web Service, so they are still getting your money, which is 100%. Fucked up.
It is fucked up, but there's nothing we can do about it right now. It's unrealistic to think that we can make that change anyways. Like it just is, dude. Like, so like the thing is that at what point do you say, okay, look, I'm going to do what's best for me because I can't do
you just have to make those decisions on a case by case basis.
Very much so.
You know what
Very
I mean?
much so. Yeah.
And whatever your conscience tells you is just, that's what it tells you. And that's what you got to do. You know what I mean?
I definitely use less of that stuff now than I did even 6 months ago. Like I'm aware of it. I'm learning it. I'm trying to do things that I think are good. I just hate people that say all this crazy shit with they don't really understand anything. They don't understand how all of this works. It's because they don't understand here's the problem with it, dude, is that we're dealing with punk rock and we're dealing with like giant corporations. So CD Baby is looking at it from the standpoint of like a pop artist.
Yeah.
And from a pop artist standpoint, they don't want people doing that. But from like our perspective, we're punk bands.
Yeah.
Our main concern is everybody hearing our music to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, we're just trying to get it out there.
It's a weird thing, man. Everybody's caught in a very weird spot, myself included, the bands included. Like, I rant and rave about it a little bit, but dude, I totally understand where the bands are coming from, and I don't want to take anything from anybody. I mean, I feel like that's pretty fucking obvious.
I mean, every share, every video at this point, like, it's only helping us.
Right.
It's not hurting us at all. Because like I said, we're not making money off of this. Every cent that we make off of this goes back into the band. But we're able to, you know, get our merch done, our fucking hotels when we need to. We prefer staying on people's couches or whatever, but that's not always an option. You know, gas to get to shows, all that shit is paying for itself, which is more than a lot of bands get. But every little bit of like a share, a video, a write-up, even just straight up posting on a different channel, like somebody posting, like you were saying, a record that from front to back, I have no fucking problem with that at all whatsoever. It's not hurting me in any way. It's only helping me.
I think, I don't know this, but depending on, like, you're using DistroKid, you said.
Yes.
I think the ad revenue from that would go directly to y'all anyways. So I think I'll have to post it and see.
I'm not sure. But, I don't really.
I mean, the real problem is that the ad revenue isn't much anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like,
it's
dude, we're
so
talking
little.
We're talking
I
pennies.
am so not fucking worried about it if we don't see it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's another thing. Ad revenue should be, I think, significantly higher. It's just like Spotify.
100%.
It's the same thing, you know.
Well, I mean, shit. How many spins on Spotify is it until you've got a sale like a couple thousand, 3,000?
Yeah,
something
I mean,
like that. Something like 3,000 streams or 100 or 1,000 streams, some shit like that. Some crazy sounding number.
I know
is equal to one sale.
Well, that actually makes sense to me.
I don't know, man.
A sale, like, you can listen to it as much as you want. I mean, how many spins do you think it should be to because they had to come up with a number that made sense, because you could just sit a fucking thing on there and just play it all day. And
I feel like 10.
10
but I mean,
one sale, really?
Dude, that's a lot. If you're listening to one song 10 fucking times, you know how many fucking
No,
CDs?
but you're looking at it from the wrong perspective, dude. They're looking at it from 10 sales, not from you total. So 10 different people could play it, boom, in half a second. So they can't make that equal a sale. That doesn't make any sense. Like,
well, at the rate that they're fucking charging, like pennies, you know what I mean, per sale, they're really not missing out on much. They'd still be extremely rich and powerful.
I'm firmly planted on the side of the punk bands, obviously. I just get people just bitch and moan and yell and it's like, do you
Well,
understand the
some of the
situation?
things like on the internet is you got to understand people are just trying to be mad and argue with people.
That's true. That's a good point.
And that's why I don't really have any personal social media anymore. Like we all run the Instagram to a degree.
Okay.
But my personal shit I haven't posted for years because
That's
I don't
awesome.
fucking care anymore.
Right.
And like I will read stuff on Reddit, and Reddit can be pretty toxic too, but I don't have to know who those fucking
Reddit.
people are. I don't have to know who they are.
Right.
I don't, that's not like some dude that I grew up with for all I fucking know.
Saying some wild shit on Facebook and you see his
Right.
face on there, you're like, oh, I have to not ever talk to this guy again now.
Right.
Awesome.
That's going to ruin my fucking day. I thought he was pretty
Right.
cool. But there's also enough shit on Reddit that I can just completely, look at fucking cute dogs or some shit.
True.
For a day.
I love dogs, man. I love dogs. Dogs are better than people.
Hell yeah, they are.
Man, I gotta run and go take my kid on a walk.
No problem.
I know it's weird, but like I really enjoyed talking with you, man.
Yeah, bro, it was cool.
I'd love to do it again one of these days if you have the time.
Fuck yeah. Anytime, just let me know.
Awesome, dude. Well, you guys know what to do, man. Go check out the Uncouth, listen to their music. I'm gonna be putting y'all in heavy rotation on the stream now.
Thanks, bro.
I'll upload the LP, the most recent one, to see what happens, and then we'll go from there. And then, of course, I'll see you guys in Houston. I'll be filming your set. So if you want the raw footage, let me know. I'll send it to you.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro. You need it, you can have it. I don't want it. I just like filming sets, bro.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna go get fucking tacos, bro.
I'm so hungry right now.
Dude.
You know what? That's probably why I started arguing about that shit, because I'm getting hungry, so I get all like fucking bitchy and moany. Like,
same, dude. Same, dude.
Fucking, in all honesty, dude, jump on Bandcamp, people. Like, support that platform. They need to get some money together so they can change to, like, be a little more modern. Like, I love all this shit, man, and I just.
And that's the thing. I don't have all these answers. I just have things that I would like to see. You know what I mean?
I don't have a single answer, dude. My answer is, yeah, I got to wake up tomorrow and work hard, and that's my answer. Is like,
yeah, I'll be up at fucking 5 a.m. going to work. You know what I mean?
Good grief. Well, enjoy your tacos. Have a good day tomorrow. I'll see you in a couple of months in Houston, brother.
All right, bro.
Later, man. Everybody have a good night.